afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this MCTV sports production of high school baseball. We're coming to you from the campus of Mills High School in this Peninsula Athletic League Ocean Division matchup between the host Mills Vikings and the visiting El Camino Colts. Hello, everyone. I'm Kenny Mills alongside my broadcast partner, Mark Zader. And Mark, it's been a little bit of a struggle for Mills, but things may be turning around a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they're on a good winning streak. They beat the same El Camino team on Tuesday, 3-1. Bats came alive, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep it up today.
Checking the Ocean Division standings, it's Hillsdale on top with a record of 4-1. Mills is actually tied for 6th at 2-3. They're 6-8 overall. El Camino comes in 5th place at 3-4 in the Ocean Division. They are 8-9 overall. Both the teams have done their respective warm-ups, and we're getting ready to start. On the hill for the Mills Vikings is the big lefty, Kyle Valens. His battery mate behind the dish is Daniel Walsh. Our umpires today behind the plate, Greg Patrick, and on the bases, John Bologna. First batter, Joe Dudley, the right fielder for El Camino, and the first pitch is a fastball, good for strike one. And Kyle is really having himself a banner year. He's 2-0, throws a lot of strikes, and gets a lot of ground balls. Just a bit outside with another fastball, and he's got a little bit of heat today. Mark?
Definitely so far. I'd like to see his control, see him work on that today, but I've heard good things about him.
1-1 pitch, a little nubber. Hesitated was Dudley, but Valens scoops it up and throws it over to first to Robert Thorgerson, and there's one down. It looked like he may have thought it hit his foot, which would have been a foul ball.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought it was a foul ball. They let him play, and Valens made a great defensive play. Got up and good throw down to first.
And they're actually going to check on this. So the plate umpire, Greg Patrick, who's been umpiring for 30 years, checks with his base partner, Bologna, 20-year veteran umpire, and they both agree it didn't foul off his foot. So one down for Valens, and here comes Marvin Vargas, the shortstop. Both of Valens' wins have been complete games, and one of them was a shutout.
Taking his time here.
Pitched just 15 innings this season. And the left-hander delivers another fastball. Very well spotted. 0-1. Yet to see the off-speed stuff, but he has an array of off-speed. A little curveball, a little changeup. There's the curve right there, and it's spun right in there. Gets ahead 0-2. Vargas batting .269 this year, looking at an 0-2 delivery. A swing and a miss, strike three. Valens looking sharp early on, Mark.
That was hard to lay off the high heat. There, that was a great pitch. That's a great pitch.
That'll bring up Harley Torres, the center fielder, batting in the number 3 hole. Torres on the season, batting .355, having a real nice year. 22 for 62. And he chops one over to second. Gavin Wong scoops it and throws, and it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Valens and the Vikings. 0-0, Mills coming up. Well, if you're Tony Adornetto, the Vikings manager, now in his 10th year leading this ship, you're liking what you see 1-2-3 from your left-handed stud there, Valens.
Oh, he looks great. So far, he looks great. Pretty easy inning, not a lot of pitches. This is what you want to see from him. This is what you want to see.
7 pitches to be exact. Nice to keep that pitch count down. The Mills Viking offense batting leadoff, Derek Wong, the center fielder. Then it'll be Jason Lujan, the third baseman, followed by Valens, the pitcher. McWhirter will bat cleanup. Robert Thorgerson in the 5-hole, followed by Daniel Walsh, the catcher. Roberto Zucchiatti will bat 7th, followed by Jordan Ganem 8th, and Gavin Wong, the second baseman, will bat 9th. Okay, we got our first substitution, and that's going to be for El Camino. And that's going to be a substitution coming in. Dante Maffei is going to come in for Dudley. So Dudley, the leadoff batter, maybe he wasn't so much thinking that the ball went off his ankle. He may have twisted an ankle, may have injured himself running down to first on that, Mark.
Yeah, you know, I didn't see that, but it definitely got him, kind of jammed him. I thought it could have gone off his foot or off the wrist. So be interesting to see what caused that substitution.
So Maffei will be in for Dudley. And he will play right field. Just underway here in the bottom of the first. No score. Derek Wong, the center fielder, will lead it off for the Vikings. Wong on the season batting .244, 10 for 41, 2 RBIs, and 3 doubles. Only 2 walks. Has been pegged twice. Reached on an error twice. His on-base percentage, .311, slugging percentage, .317, and his OPS is .628. For those of you that don't know, OPS, on-base percentage combined with slugging percentage. Popular statistic in the 2000th. First pitch from Michael Keegan is taken low for a strike, 0-1. Keegan's a right-hander. His catcher is Everardo Valdez. And the 0-1 pitch is check swing by Wong. And he's behind 0-2.
Okay.
And fastball taken just a bit high outside. That didn't miss by much, Mark.
Not by much at all. Good eye. Good eye. 0-2.
Tough to take there. Wong gets the benefit. Lives to see another pitch. There's another fastball. Oof. Fights it off and stays alive. Keegan's got some nice speed, a little velocity there.
He does. You know, so far he looks pretty sharp. Could have a classic pitching duel.
Keegan's ERA 4.32. His record is 3-2 this season. Has appeared 7 times. Started 6 of them. There's a breaking ball hit over to short. Marvin Vargas up with it. He throws to first. Ricardo Bacan, the first baseman, is able to scoop it in. And there's 1 down. That'll bring up Jason Lujan, the third baseman. Lujan on the season batting .242, and the first pitch he sees, swing and a miss, strike 1. Lujan has scored 5 runs. He's 8 for 33. He has 8 RBIs in the 2-hole. That's a high number with 2 doubles. Has no one on here in the bottom of the first here on MCTV Sports. Keegan delivers, and Lujan fouls it back, 0-2. Both pitchers coming out throwing strikes.
They're not fooling around today. They're coming after the batters. We'll see which team can get a hold of the pitcher first.
Here's the 0-2. High fastball. 1-2. Beautiful day out. Partly cloudy skies, but the sun is shining. Mid-70s. Perfect day for baseball here in Millbrae. Here's the 1-2, just on the inside corner. Got him looking. Two down, and that'll bring up Kyle Valens, the pitcher. Having a banner year, hitting .435. He's 10 for 23. He's got 3 RBIs, 2 doubles.
Wow.
Has scored 4 runs. And the senior looks at a pitch low and away. 1-0. Valens has been hit once, otherwise has no walks. And he bloops one, a little soft liner into the left center field gap. That it drops for a hit. Danny Ruiz, the left fielder, picks it up. But we have our first hit of the game, and of course, it's from Valens.
I mean, hey, he's going to have to do it himself. Looks like that was a great hit into the gap between left field and center.
Went with the outside fastball. That'll bring up Mike McWhirter, the left fielder. McWhirter batting .125, struggling a little bit at the plate this season. Has 2 RBIs, and he pulls one down the line. That'll raise his average. That could be extra bases. Valens is going to trot into third and slides in safely, and McWhirter has himself a double.
Hey, that's one way to get the batting average up. Solid contact right down the third base line, fair. Great hit.
I think McWhirter likes MCTV Sports. We did the Vikings basketball game just a couple months ago, and he had a nice game when they played Aragon. Of course, that was a big win for Mills over Aragon in hoops after they had lost the first time to Aragon, a very close game, and they ended up blowing them out. So the Vikings are in business here in the first. That'll bring up Robert Thorgerson. They call him Cheese. He plays first base. And he's got 2 ducks on a pond. And he rips one to center field. That just may hang up, and it does for the third out. Harley Torres didn't have to move that much, and that'll end the inning. No score after 1 complete.
El Camino was lucky to get out of that one. Man, on second and third, Mills was threatening to blow it open. Especially the way Valens pitched that first inning. He might not need a lot of help.
Nice adjustment there by Mills, swinging the last 2 batters, swinging at that first pitch with Keegan showing a lot of control. You might as well jump on that first ball fastball.
Definitely. Solid contact with those first pitches, too. They were looking to swing.
We'd like to thank the Millbrae Chamber of Commerce for sponsoring this event. The Chamber of Commerce is a non-profit association that promotes and supports outstanding businesses in Millbrae. Local organizations and residents can join, and members receive discounts to local businesses. If you'd like to join, contact millbrae.com or 697-7324 for more information. Thanks again to the Millbrae Chamber of Commerce. Once again, I'm Kenny Milch alongside Mark Zader here at Mills High School for this Ocean Division matchup. No score after 1. The lefty Valens on the hill for Mills in what could turn out to be a pitcher's duel. Keegan for the visiting Colts. We mentioned that the manager for the Vikes, Tony Adornetto, in his 10th year, and the manager for El Camino is Michael Oman in his first year. So a veteran against a rookie.
Yeah, we'll see. The veteran was pretty confident that they'd get the win today, but he did speak highly of El Camino and Omen. So he had a lot of positive things to say.
Interesting, both managers come from the class of '99, and of course Adornetto played at Mills and Oman played at El Camino, and they both played against each other in high school and in college, so they're very familiar, and they're also good friends. Had nothing but great things to say about each other before the game, and we had a chance to talk to them. First pitch from Valens here in the second inning is taken just high for a ball. The batter is the pitcher, Michael Keegan. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Valance. Little breaking ball, and that spun right in there. So he's got nice movement on that curve.
Yeah, he's throwing the El Camino hitters off a little bit. Looks like they're not looking for the right pitch.
Here's the 1-2 to Keegan. Swing, and he fouled. He got a piece of it, but Walsh held on to it for strike 3. A big strikeout. Keegan's one of their top hitters. He went in hitting .375 with 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run. So getting out that cleanup hitter, and the pitcher Keegan, big for Valance. That's his second strikeout. Here's Ricardo Pagan, and he takes for a strike, and Valance is not messing around today. Pagan, the first baseman, swings and fouls off the second pitch. He's behind 0-2. Pagan hitting .409. He is the leading hitter in terms of average for the Colts. 9 for 22. He has just 3 RBIs, so he's hitting for high average. He just doesn't have a lot of guys on base when he's getting those hits.
Yeah. Can't score if nobody's on base in front of you.
There's the changeup. Oh, he pulled the string there. That was a beauty.
These hitters don't know what's coming from Valance. He's got them looking for one pitch, throwing another. Could be a long day.
2 down. Here's Everardo Valdez, the catcher. Valdez, .333 average, 12 for 36, 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, batting in the number 6 hole. And he takes a strike, 0-1.
You know, Valance looks really confident out there. I mean, he's really in command of his pitches.
Well, he was a driving force last year when the Vikings shared the Ocean Division title, and he gets the inside corner on that fastball, and he gets ahead 0-2. He has not fallen behind any of the first 6 batters. See what he comes with, the 0-2. He went fastball outside, and Valdez takes it 1-2.
Trying to get him to chase on that one.
Valdez didn't bite. Valdez has struck out 13 times this season. Make it 14, although it's in the dirt. Walsh retrieves it, throws over to Thorson, and it's wide. Well, that's one way to get on.
I guess if the bats aren't working for you, take anything you can get.
Going to be tough to score because you got a wild pitch, but I think with the throw, had it been on target, they would have got him. So you kind of got to give an error to the catcher, Walsh.
Still a tough play for the catcher. Still a tough play thrown from that angle with the runner close to the plate.
So we got a courtesy runner for the Colts. It's John Turner. First pitch from Valance is taken for a strike. So Turner runs for Valdez. Cronin, the third baseman, behind 0-1. There's the changeup. Fouled back, 0-2. Cronin batting .290, has 18 hits, second most on the team behind Torres, who bats third. 12 RBIs. He's their leading RBI guy. And he goes with the low fastball and fouls it off. Stay alive. This will be pitch number 22 for Valance. 2 outs, 1 on here on MCTV Sports. Mills High School hosting the El Camino Colts. Cronin takes inside, 1-2. May get a chance to see Valens' pickoff move here. And he goes. Here's strike three looking. No need for the throw there. He went inside fastball, and he ends up picking up 4 strikeouts in the inning.
Yeah, it's one of those rare 4 strikeout innings. It's always fun to see.
After an inning and a half, El Camino 0, Mills 0 coming up here in the bottom of the second. 5 total strikeouts for Valens in the first 2 innings. He's on today, Mark.
He's definitely on. He settled down after that error, and once again was ahead of the batter, and then caught him looking.
You've got the control of Valens. You've got the array of pitches, the 3 different styles or types, if you will, with the fastball, curve, and changeup. But then you've got the left-handed arm on top of it, which we know causes problems for all hitters. The lefty's just a little different delivery. They're used to seeing right-handers growing up so much.
Yeah, it just has a different perspective when you're seeing the ball come out of their hands. You know, you're not used to it, and you know, he's definitely a big kid, so he's throwing down at you.
Conversely, Keegan, a big right-hander, throwing for the Colts. Faced 5 batters in the first inning, had 1 strikeout, gave up 2 hits, back-to-back hits. But Mills was unable to come up with the RBI knock. And they'll lead off the catcher, Daniel Walsh, from the 6 hole here in the second. And Walsh just gets a little under it and pops it up. Both the shortstop and second baseman, no communication, but the shortstop Vargas ends up taking control for the first out.
Close play there. I thought they were going to run into each other. Last second, made the play.
That's 3 straight batters now that have swung at that first ball fastball. Here's Roberto Zucchiari. And he did not swing at that first ball fastball, right at the knees. Good location, strike 1. The 0-1 is lined to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. He better hustle. The throw in the dirt, not in time. That's going to be a single for Zucchiari.
You had to hustle down there. It looked like that was a closer play than right fielder gunned it in there.
Zucchiari came in batting .226. He was 7 for 31. You can make that 8 for 32. And with 1 out, here comes the Mills offensive threat. Jordan Ganem steps into the box, the right fielder. Ganem batting .172. Takes high, ball 1. Ganem 5 for 29, has scored 3 runs, 2 RBIs. Has walked 4 times, been hit twice, struck out 8 times. Takes high, and he's ahead now, 2-0. This will be pitch number 19 for Michael Keegan. There's a first look at his move. And Zucchiari's back safely. Keegan's a senior. Also plays outfield when he's not pitching. Here's Ganem. Takes a little high and tight. He's ahead 3-0. He said he's walked 4 times this season. The leader in walks for the Vikings is McWhirter. He's walked 6 times. And the 3-0 pitch to number 6, taken for a strike, 3-1. Nice fastball. Big hole in the left center field gap. Left fielder's shading Ganem to pull. Center and right playing straight up. The runner goes. And he steals that off the pitcher. Oh, it's a walk, ball 4. So first and second, 1 down. That'll bring up Gavin Wong, the second baseman. Gavin batting .231 this year, 3 for 13. Does not have an RBI this year, so has a chance to pick up one here on MCTV. Keegan from the stretch. High and tight, 1-0. So 2 batters in a row now. Keegan has fallen behind. Before that, 4 straight batters he got ahead of. 1-0 has popped into center field. Coming on and making the catch is Harley Torres, and there's 2 down.
Keegan really needed that one right there. He's struggling this inning, but he can still get out of it. This last out.
And Wong, Derek Wong, steps into the box, grounded to short his first time up. Second inning, and Mills is looking for that 2-out RBI hit, same as they did in the first. Swing and a miss, fastball, 0-1. Derek Wong has 2 RBIs this season. Zucchiotti at second, Jordan Gannum at first. Here's the 0-1 from Keegan. Fouled back, 0-2. That's the danger of parking close to a baseball field.
Just waiting to hear the glass shatter.
So Wong can expect anything, 0-2. We've seen Keegan's breaking ball, though he has not thrown it that many times, but we could see it here. And we do, but he couldn't get on top of it. Left it high, 1-2. Another breaking ball, and that's low. Count evens up at 2-2. So Keegan went with the off speed, 0-2 and 1-2. Let's see what he comes back here, 2-2. He goes fastball away, and now the count is full, so that'll allow the runners to be in motion here. So Keegan has got himself into a little bit of a spot here.
Big pitch coming up here. Any contact, they'll be taken off.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. And he saves it, headed towards the dugout. Fouls it off. That was a defensive swing if I ever saw one.
Definitely. Zucchiotti had a good jump on that. He was almost a third.
So we'll do it again. 2 down, first and second. Second inning, no score. Vikings on the attack. Here's Keegan. They try a pickoff attempt. They just missed him. Good call there by Ullman, the manager. But Zucchiotti was able to get back. Pitch number 29 coming up here for Keegan. There go the runners. Taking ball 4, so they're loaded up for Lujan. Second walk of the game, second walk of the inning for Keegan. Lujan struck out looking his first time up. If you're Keegan, you really want Lujan because looming in the on-deck circle, you got Valens. Jason, swing and a miss. High fastball.
Adornetto really must be telling him to swing at the first pitch, first and second pitch. It's pretty much all the batters from Mills have been swinging.
Zucciotti at third, Ganem at second, and Wong at first. This is Lujan in the box. Just a bit low, evens the count at 1-1. That left center field gap is still there. Outfield playing pretty shallow. There's a blooper to right. Not having to move much is Dante Maffei, and he hauls it in. So Keegan is able to work out of 2 jams. In the first inning, it was second and third with 2 out. This one with bases loaded, and the Vikings come up empty.
Tough to come up empty in those first 2 innings. You got to get at least a run or 2. You don't want to let El Camino hang around.
Many thanks go to the Magnolia of Millbrae for co-sponsoring this event. The Magnolia of Millbrae is an ideal place for seniors who want luxurious living conditions with a swimming pool, fine dining, and a gated covered parking garage. For more information, please contact themagnolia.com or call 697-7700, or you can call toll-free 1-888-860-6915. We've completed 2. The Mills Vikings and the El Camino Colts on the campus of the Mills Vikings here in Millbrae on this April the 10th, 2014. And we've got a pitcher's duel somewhat, even though Mills has produced a little bit of offense.
Yeah, Mills is dominating. Right now, they just haven't produced any runs. Valens is looking great, doing his part. Got that hit in the first inning. So we'll see how he is in the third.
After 2 innings, Valens has pitched 23 total, and Keegan is pitched 32. So always something to keep an eye on the pitch count, because both managers, of course, want to preserve these young men's arms. A lot of times they'll go anywhere, depending on the player, 80, 90, and if needed, some will go up to 100 pitches.
Wow. I mean, you have a stud like Valens, though. It's hard to take him out when he's pitching like this.
And he's done a nice job of keeping his pitch count down early on. So to lead off the third inning, you've got the left fielder, Danny Ruiz. He steps in, and Valens' first pitch, swing and a miss, and Ruiz kind of stepped out on that one. Falls behind 0-1. Ruiz on the season, .333 average, 10 for 30, 5 RBIs, 3 doubles, and a triple. So he's got a little bit of pop. Ooh, he looks at a nice pitch that just missed. 1-1. The 1-1 from the big lefty. Changeup, taken high, 2-1. Mills outfielders respecting the power of Ruiz, playing fairly deep. There's a ground ball to third. It eats up Lujan and goes into left field. That'll be scored E5. Kind of an in-between hop. And Lujan is not happy. But the Colts get the leadoff runner aboard. Somehow, some way, right?
So, yeah, somehow El Camino's hanging around, getting a person on base no matter what.
Javier Espinoza, the number 9 hitter, plays second base, steps in, and sacrifice bunt attempt is fouled off. 0-1. Espinoza batting .276, 8 for 29 this year, 6 RBIs.
I would have liked to see Lujan take about a step up just to get that ball on a good bounce. He kind of waited for it, wasn't sure, just right through his legs.
It might have hit the lip of the grass. There's another sack bunt attempt. It's fouled off in the same general area, and Espinoza, unable to get that bunt down, is behind 0-2. So Coach Oman, sensing that this may be a low-scoring affair and going to try to get his runner over into scoring position. He's got top of the order coming up. No outs, 0-2. Valens with that nice move. But Ruiz is back. Always difficult to steal off a lefty.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he has a good pick-off moves, high leg kick.
0-2. And he hit him in the back. So Espinoza goes over to first and second.
Got him in the back, and that still hurts.
You know, Espinoza, talk about having a knack for getting pegged. That's the 8th time he's been pegged this season. It's a little Don Baylor-esque. And now they'll do a sack bunt again, and it's a beauty.
Great
by
bunt.
Maffei, and they're not going to get him. And we'll score that a bunt hit. So bases loaded, no outs.
This is why you want to score the runs when you have the opportunities.
And the catcher, Daniel Walsh, calls timeout. He's going to go try to settle down Valens, who's got to be a little bit frustrated. Basically, they've got bases loaded out of an error, a hit batter, and then a sack bunt, seeing eye single.
And before that, the base runner got the pass ball, error by the catcher, so.
No good clean hits yet.
No.
Here's Marvin Vargas. Struck out swinging his first at bat. And he swings at that first ball fastball and falls behind after getting a piece of it. 0-1. Valens is really going to have to work his magic here. Top of the third, no score. No outs. Bases loaded. Number 2 hitter Vargas. Change up. A little bit high. 1-1. Vikings D playing straight away. Gavin Wong, the second baseman, at double play depth. And there's a line drive base hit to center field. Coming in to score is Ruiz. The throw gets away, but nobody advances. And the Colts lead at 1-0.
Well, I think that was the first solid contact. Hit straight away center. One hop, really no play at the plate. Got the one runner in. Base is still loaded for Valens.
Yeah, Derek Wong in center field really had no chance at that.
No, he made the smart play.
Harley Torres, the number 3 hitter, the center fielder, one of their leading hitters, grounded out to second his first time up. Swing and a miss, strike one. You hear the Colts dugout coming alive over there.
They were quiet those first 2 innings, and all it takes is a few plays, and they're alive over there.
It's again 22 hits on the season for Torres. Leads the Colts in terms of number of hits. 7 doubles, 4 RBIs, and a couple out there waiting on the bases. Change up, outside, 1-1.
If you're El Camino, this is who you want up. Put the pressure on Valens.
From the stretch. High and outside. Interesting, Valens chooses to go from the stretch with the bases loaded. He has the option to go from the windup. Pitch number 38 coming up here for Valens. Foul back, evens the count at 2-2.
Seems a little frustrated out there. The moment is not as confident in those first 2 innings. Needs to settle down.
Infield in. And try to track that runner at home. There's a line drive to center. Wong starts in and then goes back. Tags up the runner, slips. Espinoza, and that cost him. What a great throw by Derek Wong.
What are they?
And I believe that Espinoza just got ejected from the game.
Was it?
He had to go down, and instead he went right for the catcher, Walsh. And he just got tossed by the 30-year veteran plate umpire, Greg Patrick.
You know, it looked like he tried to hold off at the end. He still was standing up. He didn't barrel into him too bad. But we're going to wait to see what the umpire has to say here.
The El Camino dugout certainly isn't happy. Coach Ullman is not complaining about it. I think he realizes that that was...
Now, is that a high school rule that they must slide at home?
Well, it's not necessarily slide, but you can't try to truck the catcher.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he
definitely.
clearly went right into him. He's got to get down or go around him. I mean, he was a dead duck. And there's no need for him to come in standing up, arms out. Good call by the ump. That'll bring up Keegan.
That was a tough play. I think he should have just slid to get in, but he was dead to rights there.
And interesting that neither Vargas or Maffei advanced, so they're still at first and second. The double play is still in effect, so Valens with one pitch could get out of this with only 1 run scored. Takes low, does Keegan 2-0. Usually on that throw home, both runners will advance, but they not smart base running there. Mills outfield playing deep. Valens to Keegan.
Well,
for a strike, 2-1.
With Espinoza, he turned back to third first, and that's when I think the runners held up. And then he slipped and went home. So I think that's why they didn't advance over there.
And the throw is in the dirt, gets away from Walsh. That's a pass ball. Excuse me, that's a wild pitch. Check that, in the dirt. So now they end up advancing, second and third. Count is 3-1. Keegan struck out swinging his first time up. So the double play is not in effect here now. Valens needs a strikeout. Strikeout situation.
Isn't it? I think it was 2 outs. The catcher caught the
That's correct.
fly ball.
2 down, you're right.
Caught him at home.
Thank you. Taken for a strike, and now we'll go full count, 3-2.
Valens just looking to get out of this inning.
Yeah, that was a double play.
Double play.
Line out to center, throw him out at home. That's right. So he could still get out of it. Valens with the low fastball pulled down the line. 5 or 6 feet foul. Pitch number 46 now coming up. So after 2 innings, 23 pitches, in this inning alone, this will be pitch number 23. Full count, taken inside, and they're loaded up again.
Doesn't quite have the control he did in the first 2 innings. He's seen a few pitches inside, just looking like they're getting away from him a little bit.
That was the first walk for Valens. Espinoza had reached when he got pegged for the 8th time this season. So he got pegged in the back and then he got ejected. And there's a pass ball. Here comes the throw from Walsh to Valens. It's high, and sliding home safely is Dante Maffei. And it's 2-0 Colts. It's another wild pitch. Walsh did all he could. He had to get out of his crouch and reach.
Oh, it's difficult to handle.
Yeah, just had a few times. It looks like he's barely missed those pitches, but it's cost him.
Both runners do advance, and now Valens goes from the windup. High. Two and 0. Vargas at third and Keegan at second. This is Ricardo Pagan, struck out looking his first time, and he's ahead 3-0. First base is open, so a walk would not be the worst thing in the world. Still haven't seen the manager Adornetto go talk to his senior lefty, but with a walk here, I imagine he'll take a visit to the mound. Strike him out, try to attempt a throw to third. It gets by Lujan. And in trots Vargas, and it's 3-0.
These errors are really costing the Vikings.
The pitch was a strike, so it's now 3-1. Walsh tried to catch Vargas napping. Instead, threw it away, and there's ball 4. Second straight walk. Pagan reaches, and here comes Everardo Valdez, the catcher.
The momentum's definitely shifted over to El Camino.
Catcher Walsh calls out the defensive play, the old 1st and 3rd. We'll see if Coach Oman sends Pagan in motion. Nice fastball in the inside corner taken by Valdez, who struck out his first time up and then reached base on the wild pitch and then the throwing error by Walsh. Swing and a miss, 0-2. And they got him in a rundown, but the throw gets away. And in comes Keegan. And it's 4-0 Colts.
Well, they could only score 1 on Tuesday. 4 already in the 3rd today.
So Mills elected to try to get the runner stealing. And the throw gets by Zucchiotti. Cost him another run, and there's a hit batter as Valdez gets pegged. That's the second hit batter by Valens. First and second, still 2 down. And it's going to be the pitching coach out to talk with Valens. A lot of action in this inning, but only 2 hits. One of them was the sacrifice bunt. There's really been only 1 solid hit up the middle by Vargas, but there's been 2 walks, 2 hit batters, and there's been 3 errors, plus a couple wild pitches, and that's produced 4 runs for the Colts.
Yeah, this inning should have been over a long time ago. Those 4 runs. You know, that's why when Mills had the chance to score in the 1st and 2nd, they had to take advantage. They didn't. They let El Camino hang around, and, you know, a few costly plays have led to these 4 runs.
Valens has thrown 55 pitches total, 32 in this inning. Thomas Cronin, the 3rd baseman, steps into the batter's box. He struck out looking his first time up. The 8th, check that, the 9th batter of the inning to face Valens. Chopper over to 3rd. Short hopped by Lujan. He steps on the bag, and fortunately for Mills, they end the inning, but they give up 4 runs on just 2 hits. There were 3 errors. 2 left on base. The end of 2.5. El Camino leads it 4-0. So we have a substitution for the El Camino Colts. Number 1, Tony Garcia goes into play second base. He replaces Javier Espinoza, who was ejected on that play at the plate. Colts pick up 4 runs, and Valens, who just had a long inning on the hill, steps into the box.
Big inning for Mills to see how they respond.
Valens singled his first time up in the first inning. And now Keegan heads back to the hill with a 4-0 cushion. High fastball, swung and a miss, and Valens took a healthy cut on that one.
Yeah, he looked like he was taking that last inning, that last half inning out on that pitch.
Valens, McWhirter, and Thorgerson on tap to face Keegan and the Colts. And Valens chops foul the 0-1 pitch and is behind 0-2.
This is another good cut there. Just foul.
So the Vikings have their work cut out for them. Trailing 4-0 here in the third. Pitch in the dirt. Nice play by Valdez. Smother it. 1-2. And here's the 1-2. Valens stays alive on the low fastball. Keegan on the hill, 3-2 this year once again. An ERA of 4.32, so he has given up some runs, but has picked up 3 of the Colts' 8 victories. Off-speed pitch, and Valens goes down looking. Nice pitch by Keegan.
That was a nice pitch. It still looked like Valens was thinking about that last inning pitching right there on his last at bat. You could tell he was confident up there. This time, just not the same.
That'll bring up McWhirter, who doubled his first time up. And he rips it to the gap, trying to track it, and doing so is Harley Torres. And he got a good beat on it. McWhirter got good wood on it, but the result is an out.
Yeah, good jump right there. Sun's kind of starting to go down, so not a problem. Made a nice catch.
So McWhirter for the second at bat in a row. First ball, fastball swinging. He's hit them both on the button. Does have a double to show for it, but now there's 2 down for Thorgerson. Cheese takes in the dirt. 1-0. Thorgerson also plays soccer for the Vikings. A lot of the Mills players, multi-sport athletes. The 1-0 chopped back to Keegan. And that's 3 down. After 3 complete, Keegan's thrown 40 pitches and his Colts lead it 4-0.
Valens is still headed out there.
Faced 9 batters last inning, did Valens. Ended up throwing 33 pitches. Is at 56 total. And he'll be facing 8-9-1 in the Colts order. Starting with Ruiz, who began last inning's rally on that grounder to third that seemed to hit the lip, kind of ate up Lujan, and that's kind of how things got going.
You know, that started the inning, and it was all downhill. Mills just unraveled that inning, gave up the 4 runs. So we'll see if Valens can come back from that.
Elsewhere in the Ocean Division today, Kings Academy is at Hillsdale. Hillsdale's in first place, by the way. Woodside is at Aragon, and Sequoia is at Cappuccino. Standings, once again, Hillsdale's 4-1 in first. Then you got Cap at 3-2. Sequoia 4-3 in third. Aragon is 2-2 in fourth. Then El Camino at 3-4 in the Ocean Division in fifth. And then Woodside and Mills are tied for sixth at 2-3. Kings Academy is 2-4, and they just lost to Hillsdale on Tuesday. And Kings was winning that game 9-5, and they gave up, I believe it was 9 runs late on 3 homers. One of them was a grand slam.
Wow.
Hillsdale 9-3 overall. They're ranked 15th in the CCS according to the Mercury News rankings, which just came out today. Taken for a strike. I missed that first pitch. Is it 1-1? Was it a ball or was that a strike? The first one.
I think it was a strike. You
so it's 0-2?
Swinging at it. Correct.
Well, we'll see after this. Just takes outside for a ball. I believe the count is 1-2. Ranked number 14 in the Mercury News is Menlo Atherton from the Bay Division, the upper division. Just missed again, 2-2. Menlo Atherton was 3-0 going into yesterday's play, and they lost to Terra Nova 6-2. So that was MA's first loss in the Bay Division. Here we are from the Ocean Division, and Valens gets Ruiz looking on a beautiful fastball. He was nibbling, and this time he got it.
Yeah, he definitely got closer and closer and got that one right on the corner.
Strikeout number 6 for Valens. And here's Tony Garcia. His first plate appearance. Remember, he subbed in last half inning for Espinoza, who was ejected on that play at the plate. And he takes ball 1. Ball 2 to Garcia.
El Camino dugouts come alive. A lot louder now than the Mills.
Garcia, only 7 plate appearances. He's 0 for 5. So the junior getting a chance to bat, and he squares around. He was taken all the way, I think. He's ahead 3-0. On Tuesday, Mills is hosting the Kings Academy. El Camino visits Aragon, and Cap is at Hillsdale. That's on Tuesday the 15th. Here we are Thursday, April 10th. And Mills has to come from behind, taken for a strike. Delayed call there by Greg Patrick. Count goes to 3-1 on Garcia with 1 down here in the 4th. Fouled off by Garcia. This is the guy you want. The junior who's only been up 7 times looking for his first hit.
Yeah, Valens got behind early, the 3-0, but he's battling back.
See if he can come all the way back. Taken high, ball 4. He's unable to do so. And Garcia is aboard for Maffei. And remember, Maffei came in after the first inning when the leadoff batter, Joe Dudley, injured himself on a little squibber in front of the plate. And Maffei came up last time, tried to lay down a sac bunt, and ended up reaching. It was in a perfect spot. There goes the runner, and Garcia is safe. Stole that one off. Valens got a great jump on that, Mark.
Great jump there. It was close. He made a look like it would have been if the throw was a little bit more on the right field side of the bag. He might have had a chance.
Here's the 1-0 to Maffei. Taken low, 2-0.
The first few innings, Valens was getting ahead of every batter. Now he's doesn't have that command. He's getting behind.
And this is pitch number 70 for Kyle. There's a nice curveball.
Big strikeout there.
2 down. That'll bring up Vargas. Vargas really has the only clean hit of the game for the Colts. It was that line drive RBI single to center field. He comes up with 2 down here. That was strikeout number 7 for Valens. Right down the first baseline, and it spins foul. Gets ahead of Vargas here. Vargas, the shortstop. 1 for 2. He struck out swinging his first at bat. Already his 3rd at bat here in the 4th inning. Fastball inside, 1-1.
Valens really likes that inside part of the plate. Keeps trying to go there to get the call.
Garcia gets a healthy lead at second. And there's a line drive to center field. Nice positioning defensively by Derek Wong, and he hauls it in for the 3rd out. So Valens is able to work out of that inning with no damage, and maybe that'll help spark the Mills offense because they sure need it.
Oh, yeah. They got, a few batters on in the 1st and the 2nd inning, and it's been slow since then. So we'll see if they can get the hits and get a rally going.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our underwriters for assisting MCTV in broadcasting local sports in Millbrae. Without their generous contributions, this kind of programming would not be possible. And if you enjoy this show or other MCTV programs, consider becoming an MCTV underwriter. It's a great way to get your name on local television and to support the Millbrae community. For more information, contact MCTV at 259-2343, or you can send an email to info@mctv.tv. Kenny Millets alongside Mark Zader here as we are set to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. The Vikings trailing 4-0, and they'll send Walsh, Zucchiotti, and Ganem to the plate to face Keegan, who struggled in those first 2 innings but found a way to get out of those jams and now finds himself still with that 4-0 cushion.
Yeah, watching here, you would have thought Valens was in control, and Keegan looked like he was a little wild, a little struggling, but he's held it together, got a few breaks, and has the lead.
This is our first of 3 that MCTV will be covering from the Mills Vikings baseball team. We're going to be televising the Aragon game as well as the Hillsdale game. The Aragon game is Thursday, May 1st, and the Hillsdale game is Tuesday, May 6th. So we'll be seeing the Vikings in a month for 2 more. Walsh steps in and fouls back the first pitch, 0-1.
They're still swinging at the first pitch, trying to get on Keegan early.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss, 0-2.
Great pitch there, great breaking ball. Hard to lay off.
It's kind of dangled out there, and then the ball just rolled right off the shelf.
Ugh.
Walsh behind 0-2. Showing high fastball, and it's real high. 1-2.
Easy to lay off that one.
Keegan shakes him off and then agrees. High fastball, 2-2. Coach Oternetto now in his 10th year with Mills, has won 3 P.A.L. championships, one in 05, one in 06, and last year in 2013 they were co-champs with Sequoia. They went 12-2 in the Ocean Division. Mills has won 16 league titles in their baseball history. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Another great breaking ball. A lot of movement, dropped off, and Walsh couldn't lay off that one.
Third strikeout for Keegan. That'll bring up Zucchiotti. Singled his first at bat. Mills looking for something to get going. Takes low, 1-0. After finishing 12-2 in league, Mills made it to the Central Coast Section playoffs as Zucchiotti takes in the dirt. He's ahead 2-0, and they had a tough draw and had to go down to play Westmont in Campbell and lost 8-3 in the Division II first round of the CCS. Still a real fine year for the Vikings and Coach Adornetto. Chopped to third, just fair.
No, it's fair. Greg Patrick signals fair. Heading for 2. And taken in a double is Zucchiotti. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, this might be what the Vikings need here. Solid double, wide open third base back. Standing up.
That'll bring up Jordan Gannum, the right fielder. He walked his first time. He was stranded at second. Zucchiotti, who had singled in that second inning rally, was stranded at third. Bases loaded with 2 outs.
Gannum walked on 5 pitches last time. And he ropes one to left field, but tracking it down is Danny Ruiz for the second out. It's one of those situations where Mills hits it right at him.
It's happened a few times. Good contact, solid hit, just right at one of the outfielders.
And that'll bring up Gavin Wong, who flied to center his first at bat during that second inning rally. And Zucchiotti at second. Fouled it off. Coach Adornetto. In 2007, speaking of CCS, after finishing second in the P.A.L., they made the CCS semifinals where they lost to Aptos. It's one of the farthest finishes that a Mills team has gone. Another foul by Gavin Wong. Also in 1995, another great year for Mills, they made it to the second round of the Central Coast Section playoffs. Before the 10 years as manager, Coach Adornetto spent a year as the Frosh soft coach and 2 years as an assistant to the varsity. There's a chopper over to second. Garcia's got a beat on it, and the junior hauls it in for the third out. So the Vikings make a little noise with the Zucchiotti double, but for the third time in 4 innings are unable to capitalize on runners in scoring position. And as you know, Mark, that's the key. Can you get that big RBI hit with RISP, runners in scoring position?
Right now, Mills can't. I mean, they're struggling. They have the runners in scoring position, but they just can't get over the hump and get a hit to bring them in. And really, El Camino hasn't done much either, except for those errors still costing.
Just to finish up on Coach Adornetto, he was an assistant for 2 years for Gary Froelich, the varsity manager for the Mills, the legendary manager who was here steering the ship for 16 plus years. Coach Adornetto played for Coach Froelich, a class of 1999. And that's when Mills in 96 won the Frosh Soft Championship, and in 99, Adornetto's senior year, they won the league championship. In CCS, they lost the first round to a very good Monterey team. Coach Adornetto was an all-league and all-county shortstop, batted leadoff, stole a lot of bases. In fact, back then, scored the most runs in P.A.L. history at the time. So He could swing it and he could run. He had a little speed.
He's got those wheels to get around.
Currently lives in San Bruno, married, no kids. Squaring to bunt is the leadoff batter, Torres. And this time they're going to call a foul. That may have hit the foot of Torres. You know, speaking of class of 99, both the manager of Oman and the manager of Mills, Adornetto, both class of 99, played against each other in high school and college. Now they're coaching against each other.
So this game a little extra special. They each want to win.
A lot of camaraderie between the two. They're also good friends. There's a pop up to short. Zucchiotti's got a beat on it, and there's one down. Matter of fact, we asked Coach Adornetto before the game his thoughts on Coach Oman and El Camino, and Coach Adornetto said, quote, he's known him for years as a player, and they played against each other for years in high school and college. And that Coach Oman is teaching kids, the El Camino kids, as getting pegged in the back as Keegan, the pitcher. So Keegan heads to first. That is the third batter that Valens has pegged. Finish up on that Adornetto quote about Coach Oman. He's teaching the kids the right thing. It's just a matter of how his players are reacting and responding. You know, it's a new era. He's a first-year coach, Mark.
Yeah, first-year coach, tough to come in. A lot of pressure. You want to do well in that first year, but it's got to mean a lot that Coach Adornetto said those good things about Coach Oman.
Here's Ricardo Pagan. He is 0 for 1, struck out looking his first time up and walked his last at bat, takes a strike, 0-1. Valens still on the hill. This is pitch number 78 for Kyle, and he tries a pickoff attempt. But Keegan is back, sliding head first. You know, this game and this week is kind of a microcosm of this season for Mills. We asked Coach Adornetto before the game if he can kind of give us an idea of what he's thought about this year's squad and this season. And Valens has got Keegan picked off, and a very nice move there. You talked about that high leg kick. Very well done.
Yeah, definitely camouflaged that well. The runner went. Easy throw over to first, over to the second baseman, and much needed out. Get that base runner off for Valens after hitting him.
And that's a second out. Pagan still in the box with an 0-1 count. Takes high and away, 1-1. The microcosm that we're speaking of is we asked Coach Adornetto, and he said, quote, about this year's team, a lot of the guys are returning. We graduated only 5 or 6, but we're still missing a lot from the graduating class. Taken high, 2-1. Coach Adornetto went on to say, quote, this is a team of streaks, and we're looking for a little more consistency. You know, they won Tuesday in impressive fashion, and they've kind of been a little bit ragged today, and that's kind of what the inconsistency that Coach Adornetto is talking about as Pagan lines out to third for the third out of the inning. But, you know, we've kind of seen a little bit of that today, Mark.
Yeah, you know, the big thing is the inconsistency. They have had this winning streak, so won a few, beat El Camino on Tuesday, started off great in the first 2 innings, getting runners on in scoring position. They just couldn't get them over the plate. And then the next inning, that third inning, they come out with a really long one, give up 4 runs, and they're struggling.
This season started off well for Mills. They beat Half Moon Bay, who is in the Bay Division. They beat them 7-2. And then they shut out Reardon 1-0. Then things got tough. 7 losses in a row for the Vikings. They lost 11-3 to Lowell, 9-1 to Terra Nova, 4-3 a close one to Monte Vista, 4-2 another close one to Silver Creek, 6-2 to Woodside, and they actually lost 2 in a row to Woodside to start out league play, 6-2 and then 14-3. Then they lost to Cap 9-2. They finally broke that losing streak by beating Galileo from the city 3-1. And then most recently, they've won 3 out of the 4. You're talking about that streak. They beat Cap 4-2. They beat San Mateo 12-7. They did lose to a tough Sheldon team from Sacramento 9-3. And then, of course, Tuesday, 3-1, that victory over El Camino. So certainly what Coach Adornetto is talking about, you know, consistency, not only with their pitching, but their defense and their hitting attack.
Yeah, this is a big game. You know, if they can come back here and get a win, you know, kind of build that consistency for later in the season.
And try to get back in this Ocean Division hunt. You know, if you can win this, you go to 3-3, and then you're just 1 game behind the 2nd and 3rd place teams. And, you know, it's not like everyone's running away with it. First pitch fouled off. Nice cut there by Derek Wong, his 3rd plate appearance as we begin the 5th inning. Wong 0 for 1, grounded to short in the 1st and walked in the 2nd. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Pitch number 55 coming up for the right-hander Keegan. Seems to be okay after getting pegged in the back and then picked off. Breaking ball low. 1-2.
Definitely looks more comfortable pitching with the lead than he did in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that peg in the back does not hurt as much leading 4-0 as it would trailing
exactly.
4-0.
Exactly.
The 1-2 from Keegan. Popped up. Center field coming in, shortstop going out, and it's the center fielder Harley Torres. And there's 1 down.
Good high fastball on that one. Batter at quick bat speed to catch up to it. Just got a little high, popped out.
That'll bring up Jason Lujan, the 3rd baseman, 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the 1st and then fly to right in the 2nd. That was with the bases loaded, 2 down. And he fouls 1 back. Don't worry, Andy, you're okay. Andy Pittman, our fine producer and director. And thanks to our entire MCTV crew, also Randy Sahai, our engineer, and setting up, our camera operators doing a bang-up job on a gorgeous afternoon. Everything going great, except we just need the Mills Viking offense to step things up here. Here's the 0-1 from Keegan. Fouled back. 0-2.
Keegan still got the velocity. Still throwing hard.
Our director, Andy Pittman, getting a little bit nervous back there. A couple foul balls headed his way. He's got no protection. Maybe we can get a shagger out there, Mark. Off-speed pitch. Lujan did a nice job to fight that off. That thing broke a lot.
Yeah, after those few hard pitches, he was just fighting to stay alive there with the contact.
The Mills once again 2-3, tied for 6th in the Ocean, 6-8 overall. El Camino 8-9 overall. High fastball taken. 1-2 to Lujan. In the Ocean, 3-4 are the Colts. They also started off their season with a couple victories and then had a losing streak of 4 in a row. So similar seasons for both these two, and Mills won the 1st and El Camino's winning the 2nd. Lujan staying alive with a nice at bat here. This will be pitch number 6 coming up. Keegan's pitch count creeping up. This will be pitch number 62. Count is 1-2. Oh, and it's ripped. Line drive to center field. But once again, Mark, it's right at the El Camino defender.
Yeah, getting good contact. I don't know what Coach Adornetto is. They're hitting the ball just right at people in the outfield. Got to be frustrating for him. Got to be frustrating.
And especially when your big RBI guy or one of your top hitters comes up and he's got no one on, which has been the case in the previous 2 at-bats. In the first, he singled. Squares to bunt, but he takes a strike. Fastball, 0-1. Then he struck out looking on that beautiful curveball by Keegan in the 3rd inning. He led off that inning. Fastball grounded to second. Garcia, the junior, makes another play for the 3rd out. Mills goes down quietly in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th with the Colts still up 4-0. If you'd like to purchase a DVD of today's game, go to mctv.tv/buy, or you can give us a call at 259-2343. DVDs are $20 per copy, and we can ship it to you for an additional $5. Or if you prefer to pick up the DVD, you can come by our office at 621 Magnolia Avenue. We're right below the Jacuzzi room at City Hall. Once again, call 259-2343, or you can go to mctv.tv/buy, B-U-Y. Kenny Milch along with Mark Zader here. This Ocean Division battle, along with our MCTV Sports crew. Valens still on the hill. Has thrown 80 pitches, and he heads out for the 6th.
You know, he's had some tough luck out there. He's been throwing pretty well. You know, he hasn't given up too many of the hits, just a few errors, a few pass balls. It's got to be frustrating as a pitcher to be out there and then not getting a lot of help offensively.
In fact, Valens has given up just 2 hits today. One of them was that sac bunt, and then the other one was a clean line drive. But other than that, walks, errors, hit batters, wild pitches. He's walked 3 and pegged 3. Struck out 7. Here comes Everardo Valdez, the catcher. Struck out but reached first on the wild pitch in the air on the catcher. That was in the 2nd, and then was pegged in the 3rd. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Sun now setting behind the trees, so the batter box is in the shade.
That makes it tough on the hitter.
Yeah.
Nice fastball, gets ahead 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got Valdez for the 2nd time today. Strikeout number 8 for the big lefty. Valens, one of a few very good pitchers to come out of this Mills Vikings program as he faces Cronin. Check swing. They check down with Bologna. I couldn't see the signal, did he?
Yeah, safe.
Safe.
No call, yeah.
Okay, ball 1. Brian Hidalgo was one of the top pitchers here at Mills, and now is pitching for Skyline College. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1 to Cronin. In fact, Brian Hidalgo, a sophomore, was selected as a preseason All-NorCal selection for the pitcher. Pop up to right field, and Ganem is there. 1 down, or check that, 2 down now for Valens.
There's that inconsistency, though. The first few innings, Valens looks great, has the one tough inning. The El Camino scores 4, and he looks like he's settled down. He's pitching well again. So
here's Ruiz. Takes a ball. Ruiz reached on an error, started that big rally in the 3rd inning where El Camino scored all 4 of their runs, and then struck out looking in the 4th. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Getting back to Brian Hidalgo, the sophomore for Skyline, former Mills player, has started 5 games, has a record of 2-5 with Skyline, 17 appearances for the Trojans. He does have 5 saves though, so they've gone back and forth with starting and relieving with Hidalgo up at Skyline. Nice ERA of 2.02, has struck out 39 batters in 49 innings, so Hidalgo doing very well for himself at Skyline. Pitch taken high. I believe it's 3-1. Also at Skyline College, sophomore Joey Carney used to pitch for Mills. As a matter of fact, he pitched a gem for MCTV. Oh, and Ruiz takes an inside strike. He thought it was going to be ball 4. Carney pitched a gem for us right here on MCTV a couple years ago, but struggling a little bit with the Trojans this year, batting 179. There's a shot grounder up the middle for a base hit on a 3-2 pitch. Ruiz, I bet you he's glad that pitch wasn't called ball 4, Mark.
yeah, he was determined to get on base, whether by the walk or got that hit up the middle.
That was the 92nd pitch for Valens, finishing off on Carney with Skyline. 78 at bats for Joey, 14 hits, 9 RBIs, 1 double, 3 steals in 24 games for the Trojans. So a couple of former Viking players for Coach Adornetto, making a name for themselves at Skyline. Valens, ooh, little chest fuzz burner to Garcia, who walked in the 4th. He actually came in the 4th for Espinoza, who was ejected on that play at the plate in the 3rd. There's a little blooper. That could be trouble. Right in between pitcher and second. Coming up with it is Gavin Wong, and he makes a nice play. It was one of those spinning in between. It could have been trouble, but Gannon played it well.
He did play it well. Coming off the bounce, you could see him hesitate, watching the ball where it came off, fielded it, ignored the runner, going to second, nice throw down to first, got the out.
So Valens has settled down nicely after that 3rd inning where he gave up 4. In the 4th, 5th, and 6th, 3 straight goose eggs, and he's lowered his pitch count, although it's now up to 94.
Yeah, looking like we might see somebody else coming in the next inning. And they need some offense, though. They need some offense.
By the way, Skyline this year is in 4th place in the Coast Conference of the Pacific Division. Excuse me. Skyline's record 9-8 in conference play and 13-16 overall. The 1st place team in the Pacific Division is Cabrillo College, 12-5 in league, 15-14 overall. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Mills trailing 4-0. They'll have the cleanup hitter, McWhirter, followed by Thorgerson and Walsh. 3 big hitters. They got to get it going quick and fast.
They need to. Not much time left. Keegan's still on the mound. It looks a lot more comfortable. So we'll see if Mills can get a few hits off him and make this a game.
Coach Oman for El Camino was also an assistant for the Colts. Again, Coach Oman is his first year as manager. He was assistant in 2011 and 2003 and 2005. Went to El Camino, graduate, again, class of 99. Played basketball and football. Was a shooting guard and a quarterback for the Colts way back in the day. There's also Coach Colt, Pony, and DiMaggio. Worked with South City. McWhirter takes a strike, 0-1. Then he took some time off. In 2011, he had twins, a boy and a girl.
Wow, so he's staying busy.
Yeah. But he said he missed it, and he's back in as McWhirter takes low, 1-1. Fine shortstop for El Camino, and also in a pitcher who's an all-county shortstop his senior year. First team P.A.L. All-League twice was Omen. Taken low, 2-1. Played at Kenyatta College for 2 years. All-League his sophomore year at shortstop, and then went to University of Louisiana Monroe on a full scholarship. And McWhirter takes low again, 3-1. And here's a situation, you know, McWhirter's been hitting it right on the button, but he'll take a walk to try to get something started.
Yeah, they need runners on base here. They need any way they can get.
Swing and a miss. He took a big hack at that. Count goes full.
Both sides coming alive, make a little noise.
Keegan delivers. Line drive up the middle, base hit. McWhirter has really hit the ball well, all 3 at bats, Mark.
Yeah, he's done great. I mean, he's the bright spot for the Vikings, and we'll see if he starts a rally, ignites his team.
He doubled in the first and then lined to center field, hit it right on the button, and certainly did so again there. Here comes Thorgerson. 0 for 2, lined out to center, and then a little chopper back to the pitcher. Really cooling off down here at field level. Thorgerson takes ball 1.
A little bit of breeze. Oh, the wind's kicked up a little bit.
And Marvin Vargas, the shortstop, comes in to talk with Keegan. Probably just a little settle down, no worries. You're up 4 runs. Also, I think he's going to tell him that he's got the throw on a comebacker. There's a line drive to the gap in left center field. And McWhirter's going to go for third. He's going to be in easy, going for second. And they get Thorgerson. Oh, costly out.
Tough out right there when you're just trying to get runners on base. And that gap, like you had mentioned, Kenny, is open right down there between left field and center. They finally put it out there.
So instead of first and third and no outs, there's a runner at third with 1 out, and that'll bring up Daniel Walsh, who's 0 for 2. He popped a short in the second, struck out swinging in the 4th. Breaking ball, high, 1-0. Mills looking for that RBI hit. In the previous 5 innings, they've had runners in scoring position, second and third in the first, bases loaded in the second, runner at second in the 4th. Unable to come through with that RBI hit. Walsh takes high, 2-0. This would be a good time to get it going. At least get a run or 2. You still have 1 more AB after this.
Yeah, definitely cut it down, those 4 runs. Just get 1 or 2 right here and get something started.
Pitch number 75 coming up for the right-hander, Keegan. Walsh, little nubber up the middle. That's going to score a run, and it's bobbled by the shortstop. But the throw is still in time. Vargas is able to come up with it. It's an RBI for Walsh, and the Vikings are on the board.
Finally got the runner home. 2 outs, but the second baseman made a nice play, bobbled it at first, and then threw it over.
That'll bring up Zucchiotti. He's also hit well so far today. He's 2 for 2. Singled in the second, doubled in the 4th. Was stranded at third in the second and stranded at second in the 4th. And that's kind of been the story for Mills, at least offensively. There's a chopper over to third on the chalk. Tough play for the third baseman. That's going to be scored a hit. Boy, Zucchiotti. And his double was also down the line. He sure likes that left field line.
He does. No play at first, but costly for Thorgerson getting thrown out at second. You know, it's a big out that they could have had at least a man on third, possibly another run.
That'll bring up Jordan Ganem with 1 on and 2 out. Ganem walked in the second and lined out to left in the 4th. fouled back, and that got a piece of the home plate umpire, Greg Patrick, and he doesn't rub it.
If you've been doing it as long as he has, just kind of go with it.
Sure, he's taken a few of those over the years. 30 years behind the plate. Umpires have done a nice job today. There's a line drive to that gap again. It's been there, and it drops in for a single. So check that, 4 hits in the inning. The only problem is that so far it's only produced 1 run.
Yeah, they're connecting. This time they're finding the open spots. Like you had said earlier, that gap is wide open out there. Now they're taking advantage of it, not hitting it right at the El Camino players.
And Coach Oman is going to go out to talk with his right-handed pitcher, Michael Keegan. 78 pitches have been thrown by Keegan, so he's not too high up in the pitch count. He still leads at 4-1, so I imagine this is one of those, hey, get us out. You're just 1 pitch away. But also 1 extra base hit away are the Vikings from really cutting into this 3-run deficit. Wong, the second baseman, will have the opportunity. He's 0 for 2, fly to center in the second and grounded out to second in the 4th. Righty versus righty. Keegan from the stretch. Zucchiotti at second, Ganem at first. Taken inside 1-0. Top of the order in Derek Wong up next, and then you've got Lujan and Valens looming in the shadows. Right now, halfway in the shadows is Wong. Keegan in the sun. High, 2-0. So now the Mills crowd starts to come to life.
Yeah, they've been quiet for a few innings, Kenny, but definitely hoping that Wong gets a hit, keeps this rally alive.
360 out to left center, 370 to dead center, and 345 out to right. 305 down the right field line, and 3-0 to Wong. And you can kind of sense a little something here, a little 2-out rally.
Oh, yeah. Keegan's looking a little tired, but still hanging on.
Now over 80 pitches. And the bases are loaded for Derek Wong. And I think Oman's seen enough, and that's going to be it for Keegan. So we're going to have a new pitcher here. You know, we talked to Coach Oman before the game about how he felt about this year's team, his El Camino Colts, and he said, quote, "We've got a lot of talent, yet we've kind of underperformed." He went on to say, quote, "We've got a good mix of juniors and seniors, but we're looking for leadership, someone to step up and help raise this team's play to the next level," end quote.
Yeah, just like Mills, the El Camino's looking for that consistency. And with the bases loaded here for Mills.
So now coming into pitch for the Colts is number 21, Michael Espino. Espino, the right-handed senior, 6 foot, 155 pounder. So one Michael replaces another. So you can close the books, at least batter-wise, for Keegan. He ended up throwing 82 pitches, allowed 1 run, although all 3 of those runners are his responsibility. He allowed 4 hits in this 6th inning, combined with the walk. But surprisingly, 4 hits and a walk, 2 outs, and there's only 1 run that has crossed the dish.
Yeah, it still goes back to that second out. You know, there'd be a different game, probably a 4-3 game.
8 hits total given up by Keegan. He struck out 3 and walked only 2. So Espino will take over in quite a tough situation here with the bases loaded. Leadoff batter Derek Wong up. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to short in the first. Fly to center in the fifth. And in the second inning, he actually drew a walk. First pitch, fastball taken for a strike, 0-1. Espino on the season has an ERA of 3.94. He's appeared in 4 games. He's 0-1. He does have 1 save, but has only pitched 5 1/3 innings. Fastball just outside, evens the count 1-1. In 5 innings, allowed 3 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, and has struck out 4. Fastball chopped over to shortstop, could be a tough play, and it eats up the shortstop Vargas. A run will score somehow, some way. That one wasn't pretty, but run number 2 crosses the dish.
2-out rally for Mills, keeping the game close. Crowd's waking up.
That'll bring up Lujan, who's 0 for 3. Struck out looking in the first, fly to right in the second, and line to center in the fifth, and he takes strike 1. Espino thinks he probably should have been out of this inning. That run will be charged to Keegan. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back. Lujan quickly behind, 0-2. So 4-2 now. The Colts' cushion has been cut in half. Wong at first, Derek Wong, Gavin Wong at second, and Ganem at third as Lujan fouls and fights it off to stay alive, still down 0-2. Kyle Valens on deck, the number 3 hitter. Boy, would everybody in this ballpark, except for El Camino, like to see him get a chance to hit in this situation.
Oh, he's excited over there.
Lujan takes in the dirt. 1-2.
As he almost gets his spike stuck in the fence.
1-2 to Lujan. Espino. And Lujan takes a fastball right down the middle for strike 3. That was a good pitch.
That was a great pitch. Tough to.
But the Vikings do pick up 2 runs, and they do have 1 more at bat. They trail 4-2 as we enter the 7th inning. Here on MCTV Sports, we're set to begin the 7th inning, and Kyle Valens is still out on the hill. He's thrown 94 pitches, and Coach Adornetto says, Kyle, this is your game.
You know, he's thrown pretty well. He's been impressive. Definitely was winning the pitching battle versus Keegan. Game's a different story.
Dante Maffei takes strike 1. Valens has allowed just 3 hits. He's walked 3, he's pegged 3. and was a victim in the third inning of unfortunate circumstance as Maffei swing and a miss 0-2. Maffei came in after the first inning when Dudley got hurt, who was the starting right fielder, and has been in ever since. He singled in the third on that sac bunt. He takes, and somehow that was ball one. That pitch looked pretty good.
Looked good. He held off, but got the ball.
And then Maffei struck out in the fourth. Valens has struck out 8 so far. Pitches outside, evens the count at 2-2. So things ought to be interesting, especially if Valens can get out of this 7th with no damage. There's a slow chopper to third. Tough play for Lujan on the run. But the speed of Maffei beats it out. That's an infield hit.
Ooh, close play over there. Just that slow roller along the grass. Wasn't in time.
Lujan did all he could. He actually made a nice play and threw on the run. Really had no chance with the speed of Maffei. And all of a sudden, Maffei has been somewhat of a factor as a replacement for Dudley. He's 2 for 3. He scored a run, but he hasn't hit the ball off the grass. Speaking of sack bunts, Valens goes for the pickoff attempt. Ball gets away from Thorgerson, but Maffei doesn't advance.
Yeah, the Mills defense has been really aggressive, trying to throw down the runners, get ahead, and caused a few errors, and that's why they're behind 2.
Vargas squared his last time and checks the signs from Ullman. This is pitch number 100 for Valens. Getting the sack bunt down. Valens looks at second. It's not there. He gets the out at first as Gavin Wong does a nice job covering, and that looked very well orchestrated. Mills' defense was all on the same page to get that sack bunt out. So 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Maffei over at second. Harley Torres takes ball 1. Torres is 0 for 3 from the number 3 hole. Grounded to second, lined to center, and popped out to short. Valens, the big lefty, at the belt. Swinging a foul off the end of the bat. 1-1. Remember, Torres came in batting .355. Leads the Colts in hits. 22 out of 62 at bats. He's 0 for 3 today.
Yeah, Valens has his number today. Just can't, Torres can't seem to hit him.
The 1-1, fouled away 1-2. The first at bat, Torres against Valens. Torres swung at the first pitch. Then in the third, his second at bat, it was a 5-pitch at bat. It was a 2-2 count when he lined to center. And then in the fifth, a 2-pitch at bat when he popped to short. It was behind 0-1. Here, he's behind 1-2. Change up, line drive to second. Almost a double play, but hustling back was Maffei. Nonetheless, Valens sends Torres back to the dugout with an 0 for 4.
Yeah, looks like he might end his day 0 for 4. Valens still doing well, getting close to 100 pitches.
104 now to be exact.
Soon over.
And that'll bring up Keegan. No, we got a pinch hitter here for Keegan. Check that. It's just the new pitcher. It's Espino. So Espino will bat. He replaced Keegan. Keegan ended up 0 for 1. He struck out, walked, and was pegged. And he's behind 0-1. Espino at the plate this season, batting .222. He's 10 for 45, 2 RBIs, 1 double. 2 down, Valens. Fouled back. Nice cut there.
Valens is still throwing hard, still trying to paint the inside of the plate.
And I believe he's anxious to bat. He'll lead off the next inning. I think he's got 1 foot already headed to the dugout.
Yes.
1 and 2. See if he pulls a string here with a change or an off-speed curve. He went high fastball. He fooled us all. Strikeout number 9. Well done by Kyle.
Yeah, the high fastball. The El Camino hasn't been able to lay off it. And that's gotten him a few strikeouts.
So Valens in the first and second gave up no runs. That third inning was the debauchery where he gave up 4, but then he settled down the last 4 innings. Put 4 straight goose eggs to keep Mills in the hunt. And now they'll come up in the bottom of the 7th, trailing by 2. It'll be Valens, McWhirter, and Thorgerson for Mills.
Yeah, interesting decision by Coach Adornetto to leave Valens in just so he can hit and lead off this inning. We'll see if that decision pays off.
Valens is 1 for 3 on the day. Singled in the first, struck out looking on that fantastic curveball from Keegan in the 3rd, and then grounded out to second in the 5th. Well, we've been treated to a nice ball game here. It's really cooled off, and the shadow is just touching the bottom of the mound. And so still difficult situation for the hitter, but when it's that far out, it's not too tough because it'll enter the shade quickly, and you'll see it much better than about an inning or 2 ago.
Definitely. We'll see how the Mills batters handle it. I don't think it should be a problem this late in the evening, but
you know, I was walking around in the outfield before the game, and we've seen some of those nice line drive balls that Mills has hit die. It looks like the grass has been freshly cut. A lot of grass blades and thick grass out there, and so nothing is rolling to the fence here. So you're going to have to earn any extra base hits that you get. And Valens is looking for one to start off the inning, and he looks at an inside fastball. And he gets ahead 1-0. So it's Espino, the right-handed senior, against Valens, the left-handed senior for Mills. Fastball right at the knees, taken for a strike. Espino's got some good velocity on his fastball.
yeah, he looks good. He got that big pitch, that big 3rd strike last inning.
And Valens fouls it back. He's behind 1-2.
Bases loaded. Mills could have done some more damage, and Espino got the strikeout.
Looking to earn the save. And Valens rips one to second. Diving play by Garcia, but it gets by him. And we're going to give Valens a single. That was a tough play to handle. He hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, I think second baseman made a great play.
Garcia, the junior who subbed in for Espinoza.
Correct.
Who had made a couple plays earlier on in a substitution role, but a lot of pressure out there now.
Oh, yeah. Good to dive, knock it down, and just keep the ball in front of him. Keep Valens on first.
And here's McWhirter, who's hit the ball on the button. He goes for the bunt. He surprises everybody. Tough play for the pitcher. They throw it away. It stays in bounds. Valens goes to 3rd, and you talk about a great call. Don't know if it necessarily was called by Adornetto or McWhirter, but he had hit the ball on the money all 3 times and surprised everybody, and it was a beauty.
Oh, that was a beautiful bunt, Kenny. Laid down right down the 3rd baseline. Espino thought he had a play over through the first baseman, and now Valens at 3rd.
1st and 3rd, nobody out, and here comes Thorgerson as Valdez, the catcher for the Colts.
Try to redeem himself. Winning run up to bat.
Gives the sign on the 1st and 3rd situation. And indeed, Cheese represents the winning run.
Yeah.
See what Adornetto does with McWhirter on first, and they don't take a chance. And they hold McWhirter as Thorgerson takes outside 1-0. Boy, this has really turned out to be an exciting ball game here on MCTV Sports. Espino, there's a little soft liner. It goes right to the second baseman. Unfortunate. Thorgerson just kind of led up on the pitch and didn't swing all the way through.
Yeah, they thought the follow-through didn't get much behind it. Easy play for the second baseman, held both runners at first and third. Still only one out, though.
Yes. That'll bring up Daniel Walsh. 0 for 3 today. Popped a short in the second. Struck out swinging in the fourth, and then grounded to short in the sixth, but picked up the RBI to score Mills' first run of the ball game, and that was in the sixth when Mills put their only 2 runs on the board. Big spot here for the sophomore catcher. Big 6'2", right-hander, takes low for a ball. First and third. Valens on third, McWhirter on first. Walsh at the plate. Takes a fastball for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Walsh on the season has picked up 9 RBIs. He leads the team in ribbies.
He needs another big one right here.
Batting .306. Oh. Runner goes. Pitch taken low and away for a ball. Boy, that didn't miss by much. Count goes to 2-1 as McWhirter goes to second. So now we got second and third. The tying run is in scoring position for the leading RBI man, Daniel Walsh. Espino steps off. Hitters count. Ruiz in left field shading the line, and Walsh looks at a low outside fastball, and it's now 3-1. There is a base open, however. And Zucchiotti up next. He's 3 for 3. 2 singles and a double and a run scored. And there's a line drive to left field right at the fielder, but it gets by Ruiz. 1 run is in. Here comes McWhirter, head first dive, and we're all tied up.
Brand new game, Kenny, brand new game.
So Walsh, the sophomore, comes through with a line drive double that scores a pair. He's now got 3 RBIs on the day. The leading RBI, he now has 12 on the season. He's in scoring position as the winning run. Here's Zucchiotti, 3 for 3, and he fouls it back. 0-1, still just 1 out. Zucchiotti. A senior. Off-speed pitch in the hole. Third baseman, high throw, but they got him. But going to third is Walsh. 2 down. Here comes Ganem. Nice play over there by Cronin. Just barely got Zucchiotti.
Yeah, advance the runner. Any base hit will end the game. See what Jordan can do.
Ganem is 1 for 2 with a walk. Has a chance to be the hero as he takes a little bit low for a ball. So the stage is set for the right fielder. He's a junior and he takes a ball, 2-0. Ganem on the season, just 2 RBIs. Could pick up the game winner here. Popped up down the left field line. It could be trouble and it drifts foul, but the catch is made by Cronin for the third out. But the Vikings come through with 2 in the 6th and then 2 in that crucial 7th inning, Mark.
Yeah, they if you like suspense, this game they saved the best for the last. Valens stayed pitching in that 7th and got on and started the rally.
And we'll see what they do pitching-wise, and they are going to send out Valens for the 8th inning. He has thrown 108 pitches. And Coach Adornetto says, once again, Kyle, this is your game.
Kind of looked over at the dugout, shook his head. So it looks like he's still feeling good, like he wants to be out there.
So a big inning by the Vikings. Started out by the Valens single, then McWhirter with the bunt single that surprised everybody.
How many? 1.
Then Thorgerson lined out to second, and then it was Walsh, the catcher, the sophomore, comes up with the 2 RBI double to left, his 3rd RBI of the game. That tied it up. And here we go to extra innings. It's the 8th. The Colts will send to the plate their number 5, 6, 7 batters, Pagan, Valdez, and Cronin. Pagan is 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd, and lined out to first in the 5th. Takes high for a ball, 1-0. Once again, you're watching MCTV Sports. I'm Kenny Milch alongside Mark Zader, and we have been treated to quite a ball game. High 2-0. Started out as a pitcher's duel. It ended up somewhat of a pitcher's duel, as Valens is still out there. Keegan has surrendered to Espino, and Kyle trying to pick up the win here to move to 3-0. He's behind 3-0 here, though. Pagan, the first baseman, left-handed batter, faces the left-handed pitcher. And a 3-0 strike delivered by Valens. Pagan thought it was a little bit high. And that was high, ball 4, so the Colts get their leadoff batter on. 113 pitches now thrown by Valens. But he has been sparsely used this year. He's just pitched 15 innings on the season. 3 appearances, 2 complete games, 1 shutout, and an ERA of 0.0. Squaring to sack bunt was Valdez, and he takes for a ball. And those 4 runs he gave up will likely all be unearned. So his ERA is still at 0.0.
Yeah. You know, Kenny, it's 4 runs, not your fault. It's frustrating.
Another sack bunt squaring. Taken for a strike. Valdez. Count even up 1-1. Pagan at first, representing the go-ahead run with no outs here in the 8th. If you're wondering about how many extra innings they'll go until darkness, until the umpire feels it's insufficient light to play, and we've got a substitution, a pinch runner for El Camino. And coming in to run is Tyler Birch, 6-foot junior. He's going to run for Pagan. So the count is 1-1 to Valdez, the catcher. And throw over by Valens. Boy, that's got to be tricky sitting for 7.5 innings, and all of a sudden you go there and face a tough lefty pickoff move like that.
Yeah, you know, this weather, it's a little cool. Legs are a little tight game.
The 1-1, and he goes. Gets a good jump, and he steals it. So Birch, the junior, he really did get a good jump on that one.
Great jump there. Walsh even had a good throw, not too bad. One hopper down, just not in time. Yeah, El Camino's been really good at taking what Mills has given them.
That was Birch's 3rd stolen base of the season. He's 3 for 3. That pitch didn't miss by much, and it's 3-1. So a good substitution and call by Coach Ullman, putting in Birch and sending him. Here's the sack bunt square attempt. I think he was taken all the way, ball 4, so 2 straight walks. And here comes another pitching coach for Mills. Adornetto has been yet to go out to the mound. 118 pitches thrown by Valens. This is only the 2nd visit, so he actually does not have to take him out on this visit. You get 2 per inning or 3 total for 1 pitcher. Real interesting to see if they stay with Valens.
Well, with the runner on second and the way the field has been knocking down the ball, you haven't seen too many extra base hits. So not likely the runner will score from second, but.
So they decide to stick with Valens, and he'll face Thomas Cronin, the 3rd baseman, who is 0 for 3, struck out in the 2nd, grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd, and fly to right in the 6th. Tie game here in the 8th. Extra innings on MCTV Sports. Cronin squares, and he fouls it back. 0-1. Cronin does not have a sacrifice bunt this season. Batting .290, but he squares around here again. And he lays down a beauty. And
wow.
Valens took his eye off it. He went to check the runner at 3rd, and it gets through. That's going to be an error on Kyle.
Both times these bunts right down the 3rd baseline have been excellent.
So the bases are loaded with no outs. And here's Danny Ruiz. Ruiz, the left fielder, is 1 for 3. Singled in the 6th, reached on an error in the 3rd, and struck out looking in the 4th. Timeout as Walsh goes to talk with Valens. 120 pitches now for Kyle. So you got to bring the infield in here, Mark. Got no choice, really.
Yeah, you got to get that lead runner out at home. You know, going into extra innings, you got it back this far. Hopefully get a out, maybe a double play, get out of the inning.
That was the 5th walk of the game for Valens. He's also hit 3 batters, and he struck out 9. Gonna need some magic here. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Ruiz. 0-1.
He hopes to keep his ERA at 0 for the game.
Squeeze play, and they get the bunt down and the run scores. Walsh tries to get the out at first, and he missed the base. So Gavin Wong went to cover as Thorgerson charged. They obviously got the squeeze run home, but Gavin Wong never got to the base, and everybody's safe.
Wow, these bunts. Coach Oman's had them practicing the bunts, and it's paying off.
So the squeeze and the run scores. It's now 5-4, swing and a miss, as we got a pinch hitter. Dante Ordonez is pinch hitting for Garcia. Ordonez, the senior, steps in, and he takes a strike. 0-2, bases loaded. Pitch number 125 for Valens. And he steps off. Infield still in for the Vikings. At the belt, Valens delivers just on the outside corner. How did Ordonez hold back his cut?
Great pitch there by Valens, just didn't get the call.
It had a little heat on it too. He's still bringing it here in the 8th. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. So Valens gets strikeout number 10 and a much needed first out of this inning.
Yeah, now if they at least get the double play, keep it at 1 run, you know, maybe Mills has some more magic left in him.
Here's Maffei, subbed in after the first when Dudley got hurt. He's 2 for 3. Here's another squeeze, and this time the bunt was not got down, and Walsh digs it out of the dirt, and there goes another runner over to second, and they're going to let him go. Although they did lose track there for a minute. That could have been the 3rd out.
When's the last time, Kenny, you've seen 2 squeeze plays in 1 inning?
Not recently. And I watched a lot of baseball. And very interesting there. And it's 0-2 to Maffei. So he missed the squeeze, and they got Valdez out at the plate. 2 unassisted. So now there's a question about the count on. We have 0-2. I believe he went for the squeeze bunt attempt, but the plate umpire, Greg Patrick, said no, so he's got a 1-1 count. And now it's 2-1. So this could be something that ends up hurting Mills, depending on how this all plays out. But, you know, that's a big difference being ahead 0-2 and even 1-1. So now count goes to 2-2.
Possibly should have been the 3rd strike. They don't see it that way.
High fastball, and now the count goes full. And it adds more pitches to Valens, who is now going to deliver the 132nd pitch of the afternoon.
Workhorse out there.
Yeah, he is. 3-2. Got him swinging to get out of it. Strikeout number 11. But the Colts get a run and take the lead 5-4, and the Vikings will have to put up some magic here in the bottom of the 8th. Try to either send it to 9 or possibly win this thing.
It's exciting. It's exciting. They definitely came back in the 7th. We'll see if they can continue the hitting.
We'll see if they trot Espino back out to the mound. He came in for Keegan, and that was a blown save opportunity. And I believe we're going to have a new pitcher for the Colts. Ricardo Pagan. So Pagan will take over for Espino and pitch the bottom of the 8th. Pagan, a 5'10 junior lefty.
9 re-enters the game in the 5 spot for 18. 12 goes in for 15 in the 9 spot.
Checking the stats on Pagan. He's 1-0. His ERA is 2.47. He has pitched quite a bit, 22 2/3 innings. Started 4 games. Has 1 shutout. So he's pitched in relief twice. And the junior can get it done. And he's going to try to finish things off here. For the Colts, he'll be facing Gavin Wong, Derek Wong, and Jason Lujan. And then if one of them can get on, you've got the big guns, Valens and McWhirter, looming in the dugout.
That's who you want up. Give them the possibility to win it.
Wong is 0 for 2. Fly to center, grounded to second, and then walked in that 2-run 6th inning where the Vikings got back into it. His walk in the 6th was on 4 pitches. So it's Pagan against Gavin Wong. Fastball outside, 1-0. There's the 1-0 pitch. A little bit low. Gavin Wong did not like it, but Patrick, the plate umpire, calls it a strike. Ripped down the left field line, just foul. And a big grunt entertained the crowd from Gavin Wong.
All smiles, was hoping that one was fair, but not so.
So Wong behind 1-2 here to the lefty. We'll see if he goes off speed. And he does, and it's a strikeout, but Wong's going to race over to first, and he's in head first. Any way you can, right, Mark?
Anyway, he had that walk. He'll get on with the strikeout. Mills will take anything.
That's going to be scored a pass ball. That's charged to Valdez. And Gavin Wong, representing the tying run, is aboard for Derek Wong, who is 0 for 3. Grounded to short. Walk, there's a bunt, and it's a beauty down the line. Does it stay fair?
Oh.
No, it just rolls foul.
Oh. So close to being a great bunt. That was...
Bunting has been a big story today, Mark.
You know, the El Camino had some fantastic bunts, just knocking down on that grass, and they just seem to die.
So Wong, who grounded out, walked, flied out, and reached on an error in that 6th inning. Gavin Wong, with a very short lead, is able to get back. And Derek Wong, when he reached on the error in the 6th inning, was able to send Zucchiotti home for the 2nd run for the Vikings. Fouled off. 0-2 to Derek Wong, no outs. And every batter that steps into the box represents the potential winning run. They got that one guy. They got to avoid the double play, and then they'll be able to get Valens and McWhirter possibly up. Wong, the right-hander, facing Pagan, the left-hander. Change-up, fouled back, and Wong fights it off. Well done. He pulled the string on that. Wong stayed disciplined.
Yeah, definitely stayed alive there.
So here we go again with the 0-2. Curveball in the dirt. Wong lays off of it. Good discipline at bat here. There's a lot of pressure. Mills hoping to sweep El Camino. They beat him 3-1 on Tuesday. They trailed 4-0, and to be ashamed to not finish off this great comeback. Chopper over to short, could be a double play, 6-4, but Wong beats it out, and the Vikings still have a runner aboard with one down.
Still alive, still a runner on first. Mills still has a chance.
And here comes Lujan. 0 for 4, struck out twice, fly to right, and line to center. Be nice to get off the schneid here for Lujan, third baseman. Low in the dirt, nice play by Valdez. That keeps Wong at first.
Yeah, Valdez has had some nice plays behind the plate, stopping some balls that might have gotten away.
Valens on deck. Got to avoid the double play here to get him up. Lujan takes 2-0. Derek Wong gets a nice lead over at first. They try the pickoff, but he slides back safe.
It was Gavin last time. This time it's Derek trying to reach second.
Looking to get into scoring position to tie it up. A different move. That was the old step back move. He's shown us both now.
I don't think Derek's been fooled.
Jason Lujan, 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. Last thing you want to do if you're El Camino is put runners aboard via the walk.
Valens has been waiting to bat with runners in scoring position all game. This could be his chance.
Taking all the way was Lujan. Nice pitch from Pagan. 3-1 now. That left center field gap is still there, Mark. Runner goes. Pitch. And the throw, not in time, in the dirt. And was it called a strike or a ball? It was
called a
strike. So the count goes full. So a stolen base. So the tying run is in scoring position. And, of course, you got a full count.
Yeah. Pretty much every inning's been an exciting one.
The lefty, Pagan, studies Valdez's sign, and Lujan looks at the full pitch, and it's fouled away. Good battle. A couple of nice at-bats here by Derek Wong and Lujan, staying disciplined and taking when they need to and fouling off and staying alive. So we'll do it 3-2 over again. Oh. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, so we got 2 down. So it all comes down to Valens. 2 down, runner in scoring position. He represents the winning run.
You know he wants this bad. You know
does.
He wants this bad.
He's 2 for 4, 2 singles, a run scored. And he's looking for that big 2-out Game-tying knock here. Fastball right down the middle, strike one. So the chance for Valens, who's thrown 100+ pitches, 132 to be exact, now at the plate. Good discipline, takes outside. 1-1. Lefty versus lefty. Derek Wong on second. 1-1. Off speed changeup, just stayed a little bit high. Valens was able to lay off, and it goes 2-1. Hitters count. High fastball, and Valens went for it. Now it's 2-2.
Couldn't lay off that one.
So what are you going to get here? He's shown the change. He's shown the fastball. Has not shown the curveball to Valens yet. Fastball, and it's popped up just beyond shortstop. Vargas chases it down. The fielders run into each other, but Vargas holds on for the third out, and the game is over. El Camino holds on to win 5-4. But Mark, what an exciting game, and Mills really showed a lot of heart to come from behind trailing 4-0.
Yeah, you know, that last play really summed up the game. It seemed like Mills got the hit. El Camino players crashing into each other, but tough loss. They did show a lot of heart. Valens, great effort pitching, great effort at the plate. Looked like he really wanted this one, just didn't get it.
So Espino picks up the win. Pagan gets the save. Valens picks up the loss. Mills drops to 2-4 in the Ocean Division and 6-9 overall. El Camino evens up their Ocean Division record at 4-4, and they also even up their overall record at 9-9. And we've got a little bit of a scuffle or a skirmish out there on the field as we wrap this up. But cooler heads prevail, and both teams walk towards their respective sides, but we certainly wouldn't want to see anything of that sort after a wonderful game.
Definitely a wonderful game. You don't want to see it scarred by that. Both teams played hard, competed, so hopefully, luckily it didn't come to that.
So that'll do it here on MCTV Sports. We'd like to thank Andy Pittman and Randy Zahai and our entire MCTV Sports crew for putting on this production. Once again, the final score, El Camino 5, Mills 4. For Mark Zader, I'm Kenny Milch saying so long, and we'll see you next time here on MCTV. Good night, everybody.